Okay, so a Minecraft movie. I mean, yeah. I figured I should take a look, right? I mean, it's I've never played the game, people. I've never played the game. But I took the plunge. It is directed by Jared Hess. It is written by Chris Galletta, Gavin James, Neil Widener, Hubbel Palmer, and Chris Bowman. The film is produced by Torfi Franz Olfason, Mary Parent, Jason Momoa, Jill Subble Messick, Roy Lee, Vu Bu, Kale Boiter, and John Berg. It's executive produced by Jay Ashenfelter, Pete Chippetta, Todd Hallowell, Andrew Larry, Brian Andrew Mendoza, John Safitz, Anthony Titonegro, and Kayleen Walters. It is associate produced by... Actually, it's not. It is co-produced by Nick Saturano. Mark Mothersbaugh took care of the music. Enrique Chedike is on cinematography, with James Thomas editing everything. Rachel Tenner took care of the casting. Grant Major is production design. Art direction, we have Simon Bright, Kim Garrett, Andy McLaren, and Helen Stevensons. Amber Richards is set decorator. Costume design is Lucy McClay and Amanda Neal. Hair and makeup, we have Ali Webby, Holly Vander Park, Emma Tombleson, Vanya Pell, Anne Morgan, Jackie Long, Tamara Irie, Tish Callan Celestine, Taylor Bennett, and Vinnie Ashton. So yes, our cast. Right. We have got where to start? I guess Steve is played by Jack Black. Garrett is played by Jason Momoa. That's Garrett, the garbage man Garrison. So Natalie is played by Emma Myers. Henry, her brother, is played by Sebastian Hansen. Then there is Dawn, the real estate agent, played by Danielle Brooks. Jennifer Coleridge is the vice principal, Marlene. We have got... Hold on, let's take a look here. This is just people not... a young version of Steve is played by Bram Scott Brahini. Daryl is played by Jermaine Clement, and he voices Bruce as well. Who else have we got? Matty the waitress, played by Batani Mashangadzi. Henry's mother is played by Amanda Billings. Trevor, played by Tommy Broadmoor. His friend, played by Frankie Kriegi Leslie. Who else do we have? There's another teacher that they don't really... I think that might be Daryl. Anyway, we have got Mr. Gunchi. Oh, yes, that's the other teacher. He's played by Hiram Garcia. The delivery person, played by Yvette Parsons. Young Garrett is played by Moana Williams. Malgosha is voiced by Rachel House and performed by Alan Henry. I think that's everyone, really. Everyone of note, anyway. The gist is this: four misfits find themselves struggling with ordinary problems when they are suddenly pulled through a mystery portal into the Overworld, a bizarre cubic wonderland that thrives on imagination. To get back home, they'll have to master this world while embarking on a magical quest with an unexpected expert crafter. Together, their adventure will challenge all five to be bold and to reconnect with the qualities that makes each of them uniquely creative, the very skills they need to thrive back in the real world. Okay. Alright, so that's that's a Minecraft. This clearly was not made for me, right? This was made for the people that love the Lego movie, right? It felt like a similar kind of thing. Lego movie, Mario Brothers. If you love those, this was for you. You know, I'm watching, like, the performances were all fine. You know, the performances were fine, right? They weren't incredible, lighting anything up, but, you know, there was nothing terrible about anything like that from our cast. The script was, I don't even know what this was, people. It wasn't, it felt very basic, right? It felt very basic to me. We have this story about Steve at first. It opens up with, like, you know, Jack Black narrating as Steve, going, you know, as a kid, he was fascinated by mines. And, you know, he wanted to be a miner, but kids weren't allowed in the mine. Right? So, but then he forgot about mines. And suddenly, you know, he's in the real world selling doorknobs as an adult, but then he thinks of mines again. And we see him make a mine out of mashed potato, which is just like, hey, what? You know? And then that leads to him going to Overworld. But it's all, I don't know, there's no real depth. It's all kind of surface level. Like, I dug in a mine and I found a cube, and then I found a crystal. All right, like, how, you know, because the crystal breaks pretty easy, it would seem. So how the fuck would it be buried in a mine just like that, right? It makes no sense. It makes no sense, you know? So there's that, right? Which is just baffling. Baffling. And then, you have in Overworld, like, it's not explained, firstly, why everything is a cube. Because surely, coming from the real world, you'd be like, what's going on here? Why is everything a cube? Right? Then, it's like during the day, everything's gravy, but at night, monsters come out. But there seems no investigation into that, because, like, again, you'd be, how come? What's going on? Why does this happen? Right? Nothing. So that's all weird. Right? Then we're with Natalie and her brother Henry. And their mum died. And in the will, it's like, I want you to move to this town. Which is bizarre. It's a bizarre thing, but, that's what they do. And it's just like trying to connect with the youth. So they're like, oh, she's a social media manager at this firm. And you're like, okay, all right. Like, I don't know. You don't get any vibe that that's what she does. Right? Even in this little meeting that we see, it's just kind of like, it feels like all basic, just words strung together. But they're in this place. The person she calls when she can't find Henry is the real estate agent. Like, the real estate, like, that makes just, you're scratching your head. Like, you feel there would be better ways to connect this story-wise, right? Maybe while they're looking around the house, they discover they both like a similar thing. They exchange numbers. They're hanging out. They're friends. Then, boom, her ringing Dawn, you'd be like, okay, that makes sense. Right? Or maybe Dawn is in the process of going to a house she's going to sell, sees Natalie all frazzled and pulls over and like, are you okay? That would make sense. But what they do doesn't make any sort of sense story-wise. Also, we're saying that, Natalie is a social media expert and knows all of this. Then she'd know how to use Find My Fucking Friend. Right? She'd know how to do that. The fact that she's like, I can't use my phone. And then Dawn has to, you're just like, what the fuck is this? You know what I mean? There's just too much nonsense here. Like, the teachers at the school. Now, Coldridge, she's good. She's funny in things and everything like that. But in this, she, as the vice principal, right, she's with the kid and it's all like, oh, I got divorced. Oh, my husband left me because of this. And but you're just like, wait, why would a vice principal say any of this? It's like the other teacher, Mr. Guncci, again, goes on this weird diatribe when he's with the kids. And you're just like, wait, why would teachers do that? Now, obviously, they've had the characters do this because they're like, oh, this will be funny. Yeah, this will be great. But it wasn't funny. Now, maybe for a little kid, it would be funny. Though, having a woman talking about her divorce, I don't know if a little kid's even going to find that funny. You know what I mean? It's just weird choices, it seemed like, right? Just weird choices. The whole Garrett character, again, kind of odd, right? Momoa does a decent job with it, but it's just a kind of odd character, right? They do that thing where someone's greedy or selfish and blah, 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 but then, you know, all of a sudden at the end, they're all best friends now. And you're just like, okay, where did that come from? Right? Because at the start, you were at odds. You didn't like each other. And now you're all friends? Well, that's bizarre. Right? The breaking out of song was bizarre. It's a lot of bizarre things here. But as I said, people, this film, it wasn't made for me. Wasn't made for me. It was made for little kids, those people that love this game, I imagine. Maybe in the game, all of this is explained, right? Maybe in the game, it's why everything is a cube, why monsters come out at night, you know, why people from the Nether, when they come to the Overworld, they turn to zombies, but then how do they suddenly stop turning to zombies? Like, it's just like, well, you can't go there because it will fuck you up. Then suddenly you're all fine, and then it's gonna fuck you up again. Like, oh man, it's baffling. It makes no sense. But supposedly the film's making a gang load of cash, right? So obviously, all them kids, you know, it's holiday time, right? It's half term. So yeah, all the kids, the parents, they want them little fuckers out of the house. So they've taken them to the cinema, you know? But yeah, a Minecraft movie. As I said, this is for those of you that enjoyed the Lego movie, that enjoyed the Mario Brothers movie, right? All of those kind of things. I imagine Despicable Me, just any of those type of films. If that's your bag, then I think you will probably like a Minecraft movie. So go enjoy it. It's in cinemas right now.